On the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are covering at this hour. Do parents of public school children have a constitutional right to opt out their kids from classroom lessons involving storybooks that feature LGBTQ themes or characters? The Supreme Court will tackle that question today in a closely watched First Amendment case that comes as the Trump administration moves to empower parents and root out diversity and inclusion initiatives across the U.S. education system. A group of parents, including Muslims, Orthodox Ukrainians, Christians, and Jews, from Montgomery County, Maryland, claim constitutional protections for religious exercise mean they must have an opportunity to exempt their children from any instruction on gender or sexuality that may be counter to their teachings of faith. We're under no illusion. They'll learn about these things, but in the formative years, what ultimately we could not agree with Montgomery County Public Schools is where inclusion stopped and indoctrination started, said Wael El Koshari, who is homeschooling his fourth grade daughter because he says the books infringe on his Muslim faith. The school board, made up of locally elected representatives, says the purpose of education is to expose children to a broad mix of people and ideas, and that the Constitution does not guarantee students the right to skip lessons inconsistent with their beliefs. Let us know what you think. Should school boards or courts decide who settles curriculum issues? Email us at comments@paequality.com and let us know what you think. In other news, the infighting and backstabbing that plagued President Donald Trump's first term have returned as a threat to his second term, with deepening fissures over trade, national security, and questions of personal loyalty. The latest turmoil threatens to engulf the Pentagon, where Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has pushed out top advisors and faces fresh controversy over sharing sensitive information about airstrikes in Yemen outside of classified channels. A former Pentagon spokesperson who was ousted last week wrote in Politico that Trump should fire Hegseth for presiding over a full-blown meltdown. The interpersonal drama is not, at least yet, a dominant plotline of Trump's return to the White House, but its reemergence after a period of relative discipline in his ranks reflects a turbulent management style that has been suppressed or papered over, not reformed. Trump's national security team was rattled by an Oval Office visit from Laura Loomer, a far-right conspiracy theorist who has been questioning his staff's trustworthiness. The Republican president fired some of the officials, emboldening Loomer to continue scrutinizing people across the administration. Much of the tension is connected to Trump's determination to use tariffs to rebalance the global economy, with officials often contradicting each other and occasionally turning to insults. Trump advisor Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur, whose companies could suffer from higher costs brought on by import taxes, sharply criticized Peter Navarro, Trump's top counselor on trade, as, quote, dumber than a sack of bricks. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt dismissed the idea of growing dissension within the administration, saying there are far more examples of the president's team working together enthusiastically and collaboratively to advance the administration's goals. And finally, the war between Israel and Palestine rages onward. Israeli strikes on the Gaza Strip killed at least 14 Palestinians, mostly women and children, and destroyed bulldozers and other heavy equipment that had been supplied by mediators to clear rubble. Separate strikes on Tuesday killed 2 people in Lebanon. Israel's 18-month offensive began against Hamas and has destroyed vast areas of Gaza, raising fears that much of it may never be rebuilt. The territory already had a shortage of heavy equipment, which is also needed to rescue people from the rubble after Israeli strikes and to clear vital roads. A municipality in the Jabalia area of northern Gaza said a strike on its parking garage destroyed 9 bulldozers provided by Egypt and Qatar, which helped broker the ceasefire that took hold in January. Israel ended the truce last month, renewing its bombardment and ground operations and sealing the territory's 2 million Palestinians off from all imports, including food, fuel, and medical supplies. That's the news at this hour. Download the Live 365 app to take PEP Radio with you wherever you go. Now back to more music on PEP Radio.